Elder, my view is that all this are in harvest by pākehā, by the government, of Māori. Simple as that. They, not one, not even all the lawyers and all the presenters thus far, have never understood the terms of Māori customary law. Therefore, then they are unable to give a clear understanding of what the terms are. For example, prior to 1835, our people already saw the influx of the pākehā. They were coming in the size of the kaipuke, and they were coming in tens and then in 20s. It's like that. And it was very soon that we were going to be overwhelmed by population. However, I must say at this point that the Privy Council and the House of Lords, they had some honourable people, because their terms there said something like these, our people were inoffensive people, you know, so be careful with them, that sort of thing. But what was uppermost in the pākehā was the commerce law, the law of the sea, which states only commerce. Therefore, then our people just before 1835, why the whakaputanga came about was because they understood the pākehā. And the pākehā, they says, e kore rātou e whakaro ki tētahi atu whakaro, taha ke atu I tō rātou anō. They will not consider any other intent except their own. And they're doing that exactly up to today. They've just gone right through. Now, the terms like in te whakaputanga, understand, our people didn't read. They didn't write. So whatever comes out of the mouth, must be short, must be to the point. It must be able to be remembered and handed down through time. That's how we handed down all our genealogy and everything else, because it was absolute correct. Same with the whakaputanga. All they said were, ko mātou ngā tino rangatira, te whenua rangatira. End of story. That's all that document did, was a clear statement by our people in their terms. Now, in the treaty was brought in by pākehā to take Māori away from the absoluteness of that statement in 1835. So they brought in the treaty. And even though in that one, you find the terms that are there, the Māori version shall prevail, whoever thought of that was brilliant to think of that. Now, what they didn't understand was, they didn't care to understand, and even today, we hear all those references to kawa, to tikanga. They don't know what it is. Not one of them in there. No one. Now, kawa and tikanga must be understood first in its context. Kawa and tikanga. Now, the story goes like this. On the 6th day of the Bible, man was made from earth. True? Right. And then woman was made from the rib of man. True? Now, as time evolved, the good Lord said, go populate the world, live off the land. True. Now, so as time evolved, the Chinese are in China, the French are in France, the English are in England. Māori was here. Māori was here. So he gave Māori 2 gifts. Those gifts were kawa and tikanga. Kawa on its own. In the Bible, they say faith without works is dead. So kawa is the thinking, is the beliefs, is the plans. No? So far those things, like faith, is unseen, but there nonetheless. See? Now to manifest it into reality, physical reality, you use a process. Tikanga. Tikanga is a process, and it's a process of action. Action. This has never been written. All the runungas and the wānangas and that, they don't know this. Now, tikanga is the action. Your action, the thinking, the belief, the plan, and then the house is there, so to speak. Eh? Now, unless you understand those terms, won't understand the meaning. Now, for that matter, in the treaty, one part there it says, kawanatanga. That's the only part of contention, this is kawanatanga. They say ceded because this sovereignty is governance. We gave governance. Doesn't mean governance at all. K-A-W is the first part of the word, kawanatanga. That's kawa. So they came here with their own laws. We allowed them to do that. Eh? Na is now. Now time. That's the syntax in English language. Now time. Tanga is the process of bringing the past and the future to now time. Eh? The law, the logic of the law of creation is presence now. And that's where that is. Eh? Now, nothing to do with governance. The other part in the treaty, I'm not sure where it comes in now, I might get confused. It's either in Article 3 or 4. It says, ka tongohia, ka totia, ka whakaetia. Eh? So, you need to reenact the physical nature of that. Now, for example, the treaty was written by, say, Hobson. So the last signature on it took it, and he handed it to our rangatira took it. Ka tongohia, ka totia, ka whakaetia. I agree to it. And he looked Hobson straight in the eye. And he says, this is Chinese to me. I don't understand it. You can understand that, eh? Now, he said, but you wrote it, you understand it. I'm trusting you. Eh? That's how our custom is. Then so he turned that back, and he says, for that reason, because of my trust in you, looking him eye to eye, right, he added his signatures. They added their signatures. They turned it around, the whole document, gave it back to him. Now that means, in our terms, he says, you wrote it, you understand it, I trust you to live up to it.